I inspire you? I've been a little sick, but you know what? We gotta do what we gotta do, right? Okay, guys. Hey, everybody. Welcome to May I Inspire You. Thank you to all who watched my introduction. I hope that you'll enjoy today's segment, Dream, as I continue with the story of my journey from Jericho to Hollywood. Everything starts with a dream. It's the genesis of your hope for a great destiny. Without a dream, you have nothing. You must imagine it to realize it. For me, my dream was to be the first in my family lineage to go to college. The second born of a family of 7 boys, none of us ever made it to the university. My mother only had elementary school education, and my father probably high school. Although I had a good job straight out of college, straight out of high school, I working as a computer operator at a cigarette making company called BAT Kenya Limited. I was determined to leave someday and go to college. The dream became an obsession. It became my food, the air I breathe, and my sleep at night. Then after 7 years of working at BAT Kenya Limited, I had saved enough money to start out in college. We worked a lot of overtime, weekdays, 8 a.m. to midnight, and weekends all day. The money was plenty. For a young man, I was balling. But despite a great job, I had already made up my mind, that I would resign from my computer operating job. I raised Kenyan shillings 28,000 from my workmates at BAT. I then informed my father that I would be resigning. I was so scared because I didn't know what his reaction would be. I was leaving a job that he had helped me get. He also worked there as a personal assistant to a bunch of managers. So when I broke the news to him, my dad kept quiet for a very long time. But when he finally spoke, he said it was a good thing that I was doing. Man, I was so relieved. I received Kenyan shillings 90,000 from the company for my resignation, retirement, whichever you want to call it. So I opened a bank account and put the money in there for my studies. I joined the United States International University, USIU in Nairobi. The first semester I was there, my dream became even bigger. USIU had 4 campuses: Nairobi, Mexico, London, and the USA in San Diego. I told myself I could transfer from USIU Nairobi to USIU San Diego. So I applied to change campuses to San Diego, and I was accepted. Hey, I was thrilled. Man, I didn't have enough money to make it happen, but the more I thought about it, the more the reality of it happening consumed me. I was so determined. I was going to the United States of America, so I embarked on a quest to raise more money. So somebody advised me to find my member of parliament, a politician, who would assist me with the affidavit of support that I needed. I went to his office every day for 2.5 weeks and sat in the lobby for 6 hours daily. But he never showed up. It's like the guy never worked. Then one day he came, and his secretaries begged him to see me because I've been coming there every day and missing him. Oh man, I breathed a sigh of relief and went into his office. I was very, very happy and very, very hopeful. The meeting took only 2 minutes. He looked at my affidavit of support and said he was sorry, there was nothing he could do for me. He said he was just a member of parliament by name and that he was broke and had no money. I was shattered, broken, finished, deflated. My father had no money. I had some, but not enough. I had put all my hopes on this member of parliament. Every single hope, my whole being was on this man. But it took him only 2 minutes to destroy my dream. I walked out of his office a very broken young man. I sat down in my three-piece suit on the steps of some high-rise building and cried like a baby. But they say that God always comes through when there is no more of you operating, right? I had chased this dream with all my strength and all my being, and it was brought crashing down with ferocious force. As I sat there crying and feeling sorry for myself, my wife's sister-in-law, Eva, came down the stairs from visiting a lawyer, I guess, a lawyer friend in that building. I had just gotten married a few months back. She asked me what I was doing there and why was I crying. I showed her the affidavit of support papers and everything that I had, and I told her how my dream of going to America was now over. She looked at me and then said 4 words: "Give me those papers." She took them and disappeared up the stairs to some office. 5 minutes later, she came back with the papers signed and she said, "You are going to America." Then she walked away. I couldn't believe it. I stared in a daze at the signed affidavit of support, and fresh tears filled my eyes, tears of joy this time. Words cannot describe the joy I had in my heart and how grateful I was to Eva for the miracle she had just pulled off for me. For 2.5 weeks, I sat in a man's office with belief that he was the answer to realizing my dream. But in 5 minutes, God showed me that he had been on the journey with me, even if I wasn't aware of it. Eva didn't know that I was planning to go to America, so she had no investments in my plans. Yet God used her to be the answer I prayed for. Her friend became the solution that I had sought for 2 weeks and a half. With the speed of a 100-meter dash sprinter, I ran to the American embassy to get my U.S. visas for myself, my wife, and our daughter, Ida, who was 2, I believe, at the time. They say when it rains, it pours, right? For me, it was a rain of blessings. God was not done with me yet. Because when I got to the American embassy, the teller behind the glass turned out to be an American rugby player. I mean, team member and a friend of mine. He played for Harlequins Club, and I played for Barclays Bank. We were great rivals on the field. He reminded me of how my rugby team had beaten his team the weekend before. After a little chit-chat about rugby, he took my passport and stamped them without any questions whatsoever. On my way home, I thanked God for his mercy and his goodness. But God was still not done with me. He had one more miracle for me. At the bank, the next day, the bank teller mistook my Kenyan shillings 90,000 for $90,000. I had 90,000 Kenyan shillings. The school wanted $25,000. And he thought this 90,000 Kenyan shillings was $90,000. At least that's what I'm thinking. That's how I've always, but I guess it was God doing his thing. I don't know. Since it appeared that I had more money, more than enough, the bank approved my financial statements, and a couple of weeks later, I received an I-20 ID from USIU San Diego. My dream of going to America finally became a reality. So there, that was the dream part of my journey to Hollywood. The journey to the realization of your dream may face some fierce setbacks, as mine did. But I'm here to tell you to hold fast to that dream, because without it, you have nothing. I hope you enjoyed listening to me like I enjoyed sharing my story with you. I hope I was able to inspire you today. Don't forget to tune in the next time I'm doing this. And the next thing I'm going to be talking about is the third thing on my thing, faith. God bless you, and may your day be full of inspiration. All right? See you on my next segment of May I Inspire You. All right. Yo, let's finish up with the guitar.